Oh, a Daisy Duck, one of the new inclusions from set 5.
What a great card.
A Goblin Guide, but thicker.
Yeah, and for those who don't know what Goblin it is from Magic the Gathering, basically whenever he quests, Mike is going to reveal the top of his library, and then if it's a character card, he's going to put that into his hand.
Hello!
And welcome back, everybody, to our Enter the Battlefield Lorcana GTA Top 32 Invitational. My name is Will.
I'm Thomas.
And we are your hosts. We're the talkers. We're the commentators.
Yep.
To help guide us on this journey of our tournament. We just finished round 2, and it was a good one. I have to say it was quick compared to our round 1. Thomas, any highlights that we've seen so far today?
So lots of Diablo. Each game 1 we've seen double Diablos. I'm not sure that's a highlight, but it's definitely a standout moment, is how many Diablos we've seen in these 5 games.
Yeah, we've seen 2 Diablo lists. Yeah, and I want to say out of the 5 games that we've seen, I think, 3 of them have been Diablo Turn 2 relative-wise, I want to say?
Yeah, about 3.
Someone check the VOD and let us know.
Someone fact check us.
I'm pretty sure it's at least 3. Now, understanding that we have talked a bit about the...
We're not being picked up.
Uh-oh. Hang on, no, we are. We are, definitely.
There we are.
It's just
Cool.
the other audio. Understanding that Morph plays a big factor of getting this Diablo out quicker.
Yeah.
Being able to ship back a hand that maybe doesn't have the Diablo or the Morph, but you have the 3-drop Diablo that everyone that plays the deck is looking for.
Yeah.
So one thing that we'll be talking a little bit about in a moment, once I get this set up and once we get there, is we're talking a bit about one of the lists that is a bit more spicy. Now, Thomas, you like the look of this list. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you see here as I try to figure out how we get this, what we see.
All right, so the
what
list,
we have.
a list that's been making a list that's been making its way up in tables is this red and yellow princess deck. I love everything about this deck. I love the way it looks. I love the way it plays. You've got some really cool interactions where you have. Scroll down.
Yeah, scroll down. Okay, you scroll.
You got this card, Queen Sensor Core. There it is.
Can you zoom in on this one here?
Yeah, so we've
There
got
we
the
go.
Queen Sensor Core. At the start of your turn, if you have a princess, queen in play, you gain 1 more.
Oh.
Well, that's not the best part of the card. You can pay 2 and exert it.
Yep. Pay 2 and exert it.
Pay 2 and exert it. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a princess or queen, you may put it in your hand, otherwise put it back on top. It's very effective card draw, and it also helps you towards winning the game. Now, if we go back to the deck, we've got so many princesses, and queens. We've got the queen, Vanellope, Mulan. That's not a queen. Queen of Hearts is a queen. Moana's a princess. Mulan's a princess. Rapunzel. Such a great card, pairing well with your 1-drop Mulans and your Mother Gothels. Also a princess. We've got the Shift Queen of Hearts. Lady Tremaine, also a queen, and Mulan for the Shift as well.
Yeah, so this deck really... I haven't seen it been played just yet. We're hoping that we can see it on stream and kind of hopefully see it in action. Maybe not against a Diablo deck, but of course we don't control what the pairing or matchup is within it. But looking at this, right, we know that our queen being able to shift in on turn 2 is devastating for players if they're not able to deal with it quickly, right? Being able to -4 another player's power and then being able to just kill with anything small is great. So hopefully we'll be able to see this deck coming up later. And yeah, just addressing, it seems like a heck of a cool list, right? And be able to see this being played. You know, we hope. We have some say as commentators here and us here as chat, but there's only so much power we have as peons in the greater scheme of the tournament itself.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty sweet piece that we have here, and hopefully we'll be able to see it. Of course, Rapunzel still, since that one, being an amazing card and being able to heal characters and then being able to draw off that piece too.
Yeah, so this deck, It's really interesting into Emerald Steel lists because it doesn't draw as much as you think. Queen Sensor Core does not trigger Diablo, the main draw of this deck. We've got Brawls to deal with Diablo, but really, other lists have played the red Vanellope Von Schweetz, which challenges Diablo. Really, Diablo isn't the biggest worry for this deck. The Cove is a bit of a bigger challenge for this deck, though, as it gets around the only effective removal
Being Brawl itself.
being Brawl.
Yeah. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see, how this deck plays. We have 5 rounds, a 5-round kind of best of 3 into our top 8 tournament that we have here. So we are coming up on the end of round 2. So apologies for any of the break. We understand that the break was longer than hopeful, but sometimes we just have to do it, right? We didn't have any pieces set out. We do the best that we can here and in the battlefield. And make sure to check us online on the socials and follow us as well. But one of the biggest things that we have right now is we're going to be starting round 3, I want to say, in at least 5-6 minutes. So Thomas and I will be here filling that time, chatting to you viewers. So please let us know where you come from. Are you playing Lorcana right now? And are there any cards that you're excited for in the new set? What are you playing? Are you hoping that Diablo is going to be disappearing? And we'll be going from there. It looks like Premium Hard here is, saying they've won their second round, so 1-1, playing Lorcana right now. That's good. You're probably playing right behind us right now as well, which is a big piece of it too. Now, Thomas, if you're playing this tournament, what would you be bringing today to fight maybe against some of the meta? Not knowing the deck list, we have the advantage of knowing the deck list. I was reviewing them yesterday. What would you be playing today?
Okay, so
I'll be boring, and I'll tell you after what I'll play. But I want to hear what you have to say.
So throughout the entirety of Set 5, I've been experimenting with a deck I love. It's very close to my heart. It is Blue Fairy, Purple Steel.
Blue Fairy, Purple Steel. What is this, Thomas?
Okay, so there's a card.
Tell us all.
There's a card called Blue Fairy.
Okay, well, I'll look this up while you talk about this.
Yeah.
How are we getting an ad? How are we getting the ad as the streamers? Okay, Blue Fairy, where am I looking for a card? Cards, Blue Fairy. Okay, talk about this card.
So Blue Fairy, whenever you play a Floodborn character, you draw a card. And it has evasive, it's a 2-drop, it's a 1-1. It's Anti-Bucky.
Anti-Bucky, eh? Okay, hang on. We're going to pull this card up here right now. Deck list. Okay, here we go. Transition.
Here
Slide this puppy over.
Here it is. This is the main line of the deck. You have your turn 1 Robin Hood or your Archimedes with the new Archimedes shift. I'm just going to see if I can
pull up the next one here.
Pull up my deck list.
Oh, you have the whole deck list somewhere, eh?
Yes, somewhere on...
Hang on. As you pull that up, pull up the whole deck list for us here. Decks. How do you even search this website?
I got it.
You got this.
You talk about the deck you play.
Yeah, so I'm pretty boring, I have to say, in regards to what I would be playing. I've been playing since set 1. I would be just playing bounce. We all know and we all hate it, right? Our snakes, our goats. I'd be still playing the tooth and nail as well, as I haven't gone off of that at all. And I just find it great. Being able to bounce everything, draw cards with our rabbit, being able to quest and then bounce. Everything about the deck sounds good and feels great and still has been great since set 1, really, too. So that's one of the pieces that I have. Okay, this is yours?
Yep, this is mine.
Okay, let's put it on the right view here for us.
And we have to zoom out.
And we gotta zoom out. And then we'll see this. This is your list, eh?
Yeah.
Oh my. The Thomas special that we have here. Wrong part. Here we go. Let's see this thing here.
All right, so this is probably pretty close to the deck list I'd be playing for this event. I've been playing it all set. I qualified for this event. I passed up on the opportunity so I could commentate. But we've got 4 little Archimedes, 4 Robin Hoods for the shifts. We've got the Blue Fairy. We've got the standard purple package of goats, rabbits, Mim. We've got Floodborns, which are Aladdin, Robin Hood, Archimedes, Tinkerbell. All getting us just a +1, or we break even on card advantage when we have Blue Fairy out. These are all just generally great cards. Rabbit's another break even, oftentimes at pluses. Aladdin there to deal with items. 2 Pete's, because I'm not the biggest fan of the card, but it comes up in some matchups.
Don't forget your P triggers, everybody.
Yeah.
We understand that it's happened today. We've talked about it. But yes, P is pretty good.
I can actually say I've never missed a P trigger. Moving on to the non-characters, we've got 2 Babooms to deal with Diablo. That's something I want to stick to. I don't like Fire the Cannons because it's not inkable.
You're already running a lot of non-inkables too, so
I'm not really actually.
if they were fire cannons, yeah.
Yeah. 4 friends on the other side. Awesome to sing on turn 3 with the turn 1 Robin Hood, Blue Fairy, Robin Hood. You draw a card and then you can sing to draw 2 more. You can also do that with the Archimedes line. 3 Strength of a Raging Fire. I just needed some additional removal I found, so I threw these in. I often have wide boards, so it's oftentimes doing like 6 damage. 3 Zeus, just for more removal. This hits locations, which is something I have trouble dealing with. 2 Grab Your Swords to deal with wider boards. This is spicy. I've won every game I've played Second Star. Second Star, sing together, draw 5. I have so much shift and Tinkerbell.
5 drops.
Yeah. I've sung it with Mem, Rabbit, Rabbit, Mem, Goat, Rabbit, Archimedes, Robin Hood. I've sung it in every combination you can think of. And to round it off, Queen's Castle, it's like the best card in purple.
Oh my goodness.
Why not play it?
I can't find any. They're so hard to get.
I've got 2 in Windsor if you want them.
In Windsor?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
you
great.
just gotta drive to Windsor.
Yeah, it's great. Here in Ontario, just why not drive to Windsor?
4 hours away.
It's a Sunday. Yeah, it's a Sunday
I'm
night.
driving back tonight.
Oh my goodness, you're crazy. 4 hours tonight? Don't you have school tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
God.
why I have to drive back tonight.
You will be home at like 3 a.m. So what we just heard behind us is we will be starting round 3 in just a moment.
Yeah, we've got an ad coming up in 40 seconds. We can't snooze it.
Yeah, we can't snooze that. So for those who are subscribed, that's great. For those who aren't, good luck with the ad, and we'll see you after the ad, basically, for those who are there.
Yep.
We're excited for round 3. We'll see what we get in regards to the matchup that we will have. We'll have to do some on-the-fly adjustments, and then we'll kind of go from there. So, us here at Enter the Battlefield, this is our Lorcana GTA Top 32 Invitational. Players have been playing for the last about 3 months, so a quarter of the year, gaining points. And throughout this, right, through locals here, through locals in the area, they accumulate points, and by the end of the season, per se, they've been invited to this tournament. And they're battling out, do you know what the prizing is?
I think it's like a 2 or 3K.
Yeah, so 2 to 3K, wow.
A lot of prizing.
A lot of pricing, be able to buy a lot of enchanteds if you want, or a lot of sealed product if that's what you're wanting later.
Dale doesn't need to win.
No.
He's already got those enchanteds.
That's right.
Dale's got a deck of mostly enchanteds.
Really?
We'll see him later on as he's 3-0 right now. We'll see him later on, probably in top 8.
In top 8, yeah. So it's a best of 3. We understand that Lorcana, especially in our tournaments, right, with Disney, or Ravensburg, I guess I should really say. Best of 2 format. A little controversial. You can tell us your opinions in the chat. We here in our community like the best of 3. I think it's a better way of it. We're just going to get our player names here in a moment and then their deck list pulled up for us just so we can do that piece. Do we have the deck that we're hoping to see against?
Oh, no.
Who do we have? Do you know?
We have Demcourt and Nate.
Oh, that'll be a good match.
Okay, perfect. So,
all right, so we've got 2 local players, Mike Damecourt and Nate Sheldon. Both are very good players. I believe Nate is on Amber Amethyst Aggro. We've got Mike Damecourt on that yellow-red or Amber Ruby Princess list we were looking at earlier.
Thank you for showing us who's who there, I have to say, on our feature piece. Give us like 2 minutes. Yeah, and then we'll be good. Perfect. Who's our other person? That was Mike. But who's the other person?
Nate Sheldon.
Nate Sheldon. Hang on. Give us a moment, everybody, as we find... Oh, there. I was like, why does his name not pop up? Player 1. We're just adjusting our pieces here, everybody, as we do our transition. So... let's open up our deck lists as well. And, they're right beside each other. Nice. Is this?
All right.
Who are we watching? We are watching. Oh, I need to change this one too. It's just a moment, everybody. Player 2. Where is this deck list?
All right, TCG Secrets. We are watching Nate and Mike. Nate is on Amber Amethyst, and Mike is on Amber Ruby. Should be a great match. Both are pretty great players. Both local to the store. And here we are. They are just shuffling up.
I don't think they've resolved who's going first.
I don't think so. It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, and Michael here, right, is on our Princess deck that we were talking about earlier, right? So we'll be able to see kind of that spice that we were talking about. I know ever since the beginning, right, of when Lorcana started, I remember him coming up with villains one time and doing really well during one of the locals. So he always tries to bring a bit of spice to each weekly, and it's great. No, we're not actually seeing just local people coming around from the northern GTA area. So we're based out of Newmarket here. This Enter the Battlefield store. We also have one in Oakville. We are seeing people come from Toronto, and I want to say just kind of the surrounding Southern Ontario area that have been invited to the event.
Yeah, so on stream, we're just trying to pick out interesting decks for the earlier rounds because the better decks we'll see in the later rounds that cut to top 8. So we'll see Dale then. And we'll see all the...
Where's Nate going?
I don't know.
Hey, you have a game to play.
Well, I have a question.
What?
Yeah?
How does it, do we have to show, like,
No.
camera or anything?
No.
No.
Okay.
No, you play how you regularly play,
Yeah.
okay, Nate? Yeah, a great question. They're showing us what we... As long as you... Yeah, you guys are good to begin. So, whoa, do not put your mat over top of ours.
Yeah.
This is a branding issue.
Yeah.
Do not put it over top of ours. Thank you very much. Okay, seems like we're about to start. Nate had a great question. Does he need to show us? I trust these players. Both of them, great guys. They will... wow, they picked the dice. Rolls an 8. Will Michael
That's
beat
an 8,
this?
yep.
Will Michael beat
That's Nate.
Nate.
Nate ties it.
Ties it. A 3.
And here we have a 3. This is really important.
This is
the die rule is really important to Amber.
And we should probably say what Nate's playing here. He's playing aggro.
Yeah,
He's playing
Amber
as
Amethyst
fast.
aggro.
He's playing as fast as he can.
Yes, he is.
He is playing Piglet. He is playing one of Pinocchio, the 3-lore Pinocchio here. And really, he's curving out as quick as he can, nothing above 4 in regards to his characters. He's playing a library too, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. So a fun little list here. He's going to be trying to go as quick as he can, gain as much lore as he can, and close out this game. Probably just as fast as the one that we played or watched the other day. Michael, though, just looking at the hands that he has, he's going to want to keep these Queen of Hearts.
Yeah.
And he may know what Nate is playing as well. These guys are buddies. They played a lot against each other. Probably has an idea or has finished his rounds early enough to be able to see what other players are playing. So, some insider information.
I think Mike's going to assume what Nate's on. Nate's pretty comfortable with this deck. He's been playing it since set 2. When this deck really started to make an appearance. Nate, on the other hand, Mike always changes up what he's playing most of the time. Oftentimes, Mike plays Mufasa, so Nate might make an assumption, but really, we don't know what's going through Nate's head. But for Mike, it might be an easy assumption.
Just updating we're in round 3 right now, 5 rounds, and then we will be going... And a Daisy, all ready to start us off.
Oh, a Daisy Duck, one of the new inclusions from set 5.
What a great card.
A Goblin Guide, but thicker.
Yeah, and for those who don't know what Goblin it is from Magic the Gathering, basically whenever he quests, Mike is going to reveal the top of his library, and then if it's a character card, he's going to put that into his hand.
Otherwise, they put it on the bottom of the deck. This card's really good, gets rid of actions that would remove the Daisy. The only downside is Mike's deck is mainly characters, so he'll be drawing quite a few cards off this Daisy Duck.
Yeah, and Nate's kind of thought process, or playing this, okay, they're going to maybe get a character here and there, but at the same time, I am going to get a ton of lore
Oh my God.
very quickly, and already...
Here we see a Lilo and a Daisy Duck. Brawl off the top, going to the bottom. That would have helped Mike. And we have a Decalanche. Mike did just re-sleeve his deck before the tournament.
they are going to be slippery. I remember being on camera playing a format called Canlander, and I exploded my cards everywhere. It was
Yeah,
not a good
I
time.
remember watching that. All
Yeah.
right, so here Mike's kind of just praying for the shift queen, which he has,
Oh,
and he's
he
gonna
does?
challenge that Daisy Duck, getting it off the table.
I don't think there's any damage on it relative, so I think that should be changed because he would target his queen, right?
No. So
Within this?
when Queen quests,
Oh, that's what happens. Yes,
yeah,
sorry,
so
apologies.
he's
My brain.
challenging.
So getting rid of that, of course, reveal the brawl still has, 4 lore, gonna put himself up to 6 here. Yeah, showing his opponent saying, Mike, look what I'm inking. Not showing us this time, it's okay.
Wow,
We didn't want to see it.
rude. We did tell him he didn't have to show us.
Yeah, we did tell him he doesn't have to. I'm just gonna adjust this puppy here. Looks like
All
it's
right. So this turn we're probably gonna see just some more ink or
off. Reveal.
lower pressure, revealing a Queen of Hearts.
That's
That'll help-
good.
That'll help clean up the board. Next turn, Mike's probably gonna clear the Daisy Duck, play the Queen of Hearts, clear the Lilo. We'll see if Nate has more pressure he can put on Mike here.
Yeah, he'll definitely probably. Yeah, it depends how much he respects both of these. Playing the queen, getting rid of the Daisy, right, or Lilo. Of course, it has. What is it? Reckless, I want to say. Not reckless, right? Rush, so it can challenge right away and get rid of one of them. Just depends if he wants to quest with the queen. Oh, plays bodyguard.
Ooh, there's
Okay,
a bodyguard
that's really
in blue.
good.
That's a really good card in this situation because when it dies, Nate will gain 2 lore, which just adds to the pressure, and Mike won't be able to clear the Daisy Duck.
Okay, inks the queen, presumably maybe has another queen. He has to deal with blue first. Bodyguard is when you play this character, you can play them exerted, meaning
There's
that...
a Queen of Hearts
Yep.
clearing the Lilo.
So clears the blue with the queen, right? Plays the queen then, right? Rushes in and takes care of the Lilo.
I wonder if there'll be a shift next turn to get the draw off.
I would say yes, but I guess it all depends on what he has in hand. It'd probably be an optimal play. Here, you're going to be trying to challenge as much as you can. Clear the board, keep it low.
There is also 2 damage on Queen, which means Rapunzel is an option next turn to draw 2.
That'd be nice.
It would.
Keep Mike's hand nice and full, be able to continue to rush down all of these small little bodies that are trying to gain as much lore. I feel like, Nate, this is not a good matchup for him. Just looking at this, yes, you are going to be gaining lots of lore, but at the same time, there's a ton of characters that are going to be able to challenge all your characters super quick.
There's another brawl going to the bottom. It really depends on how fast of a start Nate has versus how slow a start Mike has. The playing Amber Amethyst is kind of tough right now because so many decks are like teched against the Daisy Duck. There's a 1-drop Maleficent.
And 3 ink. Bouncing. Yeah, Madam Man Fox is going to probably take care of this queen.
Takes care of the queen.
Yep,
There's
I think-
nothing for this other queen to do other than quest on the next turn.
Yeah, I think that's a great, the queen is super oppressive. Great card, right? We
Yeah.
understand and know. But there, as soon as Mike starts getting, enough ink here, some of his heavy hitters are going to start coming.
Yeah. Right here we saw Nate go from a pretty bad situation to a pretty good situation. I'd put my no, I wouldn't.
I think it's still in Mike's hands right now.
I think Nate.
He's got 1 card. You know what he's got, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is this what you're talking about,
There's
right?
there's the Sensor Core. Best card in Nate's deck. Can pay 2, reveal top card of your deck. If it's a princess or queen, you may put it into your hand. Otherwise, put it on top of your deck. You get extra cards, and at the start of your turn, if you have a princess or queen in play, you gain 1 lore. We saw
Nice
Mike.
passive way to gain lore.
Yeah, we saw Mike explain that to Nate.
What does he draw here?
And then we see a 1-drop Vanellope von Schweetz come down. Just puts a little more pressure on that 1/1 Maleficent.
Yeah, and we'll kind of see Nate's asking kind of how many cards you have in hand, talking, probably getting clarification about this item here, and playing out both.
2 Daisy Ducks.
2 ducks.
That'll be iffy
It's a
for
lot of lore, though.
yeah.
With 16.
This will be iffy for Mike to deal with at the moment because he only has 4 power on the board and Daisy Ducks have 4 willpower.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and such a strong thing about our ducks, right? You know, quack quack, let's keep rolling. I'm gonna quest. Sure, you can have a card, but I'm gonna get incrementally closer each time. And you know, this smaller queen right now isn't gonna be able to kind of take them out in one hit. So it's gonna be important to see how this next turn is played.
Or when there's a big Vanellope von Schweetz going into the hand. I haven't read this card, so I gotta read it.
So it's a
Shift 2. Whenever you play another princess character, all your opposing characters get -1 until the start of your next turn. That's
Okay.
actually massive because each of Mike's characters have 1 damage on them.
Yeah.
They'd have to trade when they challenge.
It plays a brawl, takes out one of the ducks, really good. Getting up to 16 is pretty scary afterwards. And then puts it right in the location right away. What is this?
Oh, the library. So, yeah. Will you just want to read out the library?
Yeah, so the library, a gift for Belle. So whenever a character is banished here, you may draw a card. Really good understanding, you know, and a great addition within this deck. You're going to be questing with your characters. They are probably going to be banished in some type of facet. Why not get a card and replace itself? And a ton of willpower on this as well, right? 8. Going to take a lot to kill it.
Yeah. Here we have the shift, making the Daisy slightly weaker so that it won't trade with the Queen. We'll see if Mike here goes to banish the Daisy or if he'll just quest.
I think...
There's a Mulan. It's a 3 mana 2 quester, or 3 ink 2 quester with support. That'll help Mike deal with this library.
Yeah, so support is whenever this character quests, you may add their power to chosen characters this turn. So, for example, of course, the Mulan cannot challenge or quest this turn, right, as the ink is drying, as we say. So it will just hang out, but next turn it'll be able to add 2 power to one of Mike's own characters.
Okay, and here we see Mike put damage into the library as Nate plays the Amethyst Chromicon.
Draws Mulan, too, here. A big one.
Another, oh no.
Oh, wow. Wow, this is
really bad for Mike.
You know, I talked about it saying, "Oh, Nate doesn't have this." I was very wrong. Very wrong. Things have changed.
So
Just
yeah,
these 2 lore.
The Chromicon gives each character a draw. Super impactful in this matchup because it helps the Amber Amethyst player refill their hand to compete with the Sensor Core. And then we see a Gathering Knowledge and Wisdom to put Nate. My bad. To put Nate up to 19. So now Mike has to deal with the library and the Daisy Duck. We see the Shift Mulan giving Mike's characters +3 this turn, so he'll be able to clear the library, banish the Daisy Duck.
Okay, but
And
the pressure's on.
Pressure's on.
Everything has to be answered for the most part here.
Yes, every little thing.
Reveal a big Queen of Hearts here, right? Great, but if you can't challenge a readied character, what is that?
There's a Chernobog's Followers. We'll see if he...
Well, he'll play it, that's for sure, but...
Oh, and there's the blue. That'll just wrap the game because he can't deal with the blue without giving him the game.
He gets the blue, and then,
Yeah.
that's literally the game. As soon as blue is...
Blue either quests, or if it's banished, he gains 2 lore.
And you can't get rid of the Chernobog
Yeah.
unless you brawl, right? And then, relative-wise, this looks like game here. I give it to Nate. I was wrong. I thought Mike really had this, but...
Yeah, there's no out in Mike's deck for this blue.
Can Mike gain enough lore to win?
14. No.
Are you sure?
Short answer, no.
We saw round 1. Fist bump. Round 1.
All right.
Boom.
There's round 1.
Sorry, not round 1.
Or game
round
1.
3, game 1. Going to Nate on our aggro list here. Good work from Nate, I have to say. That was good.
Yeah, really, there's that die roll being really impactful. Nate being able to go turn 1 Daisy into turn 2 Daisy and Lilo, that really just set up Nate from the very start to win the game. Mike started to mount a comeback, but
Couldn't seem to get there.
couldn't seem to get there.
Yeah, it was always clawing back, even with all the characters that he was able to draw, right? Like, he did tuck one brawl, maybe could have helped in the long run, right? You know, as you were mentioning, Thomas, right? Being able to tuck critical action cards that may be able to stop this kind of runner and quest, right?
Yeah.
Is a big piece of it. So, good work to Nate there, I want to say. Michael will really have to fight back here in our next round.
I think Mike has it this game because he's on the play. He'll be able to get that but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, as the players are just drawing their decks, we'll switch on back over to there. Why isn't that right?
There we go.
There we go. Now it's right. Transition! There we go. Perfect.
All right.
We're transitioned.
All right, action on the table. They're resolving mulligans. I think I only see Nate mulling 1, which means he's got a pretty good hand. I see a 1-drop Maleficent, but
Yeah, putting back a lot of cards here.
Mike
Wanting
shaking-
early action.
Mike's shaking a little bit. He's getting a little flustered.
You know, we've talked about it earlier. We've been here for what? We've been live for 2 hours and 40 minutes. And these guys have been playing to the best of their abilities for 2 hours and 40 minutes. Fatigue is a big thing that we have to consider.
Yes, it
and
is.
Players misplaying. We saw round 1 with
Yeah,
me.
we did.
We saw it, you know, there wasn't much fatigue there, but playing under the camera, there is a different aspect of it.
Yes, it is.
They know they're being watched by 33 amazing viewers right now, and more. I saw us even peak at 40 at one point, inking a queen and going on. But so we had to take that into consideration. You know, we have 5 rounds that these guys got to get through, and then go from there. Are both of them 2-0?
Both are 2-0, I believe.
Both
yeah.
2-0. So,
All right, so here we see the turn 1 Daisy Duck.
oh my goodness, what do we got here? Queen?
There's a Queen of Hearts. It'll help deal with the Daisy Duck, just not in one shot unless we see specifically the shift. The Queen does shift for 2, so that is always on the table. And there's a Daisy and a Maleficent questing for 2, putting a Mulan into the hand. Things already not looking up for Mike. He's already having to claw his way back. Plays the Mulan. It has 2 damage on it. Shifts.
Oh wow, nice. Draws a card, right, from that as well.
Yep, shifts, draws a card.
Does he have 2 damage on there? Okay, good.
He's putting it on.
Nice. So I think a good little play here, right?
Yep.
As best as I think Mike could ask for, right? He understands that he's gonna quest for another 4 here.
Yeah, and without steel, Mike's gonna have a tougher time dealing with.
Yeah, dealing with this Queen of Hearts, sensing weakness is really good, especially into this, you know, the Maleficent and the Daisy. Going to be able to take out the Daisy, draw another card, right? The Queen will still stay alive, and then probably kill this Maleficent too. Okay.
Here we see a Donald Duck. That's the wrong card.
Yeah, but another blow.
That's the wrong card.
A Baloo.
Here we see a Donald Duck with Bodyguard.
Oh, no,
It's
no. It is a Donald.
It's a Dolan. When you play this character, chosen character gets +1 lore this turn. So Mike being able to Nate being able to quest for 5 instead of. Thank you.
4 is a great piece.
Yeah, and the Bodyguard too. It'll trade with.
The Queen here, right?
Yeah, if he challenges the Queen, he plays a Lumiere, pumping his other 2 characters. So we will see it trade with whatever Mike's gonna send into this Donald, but because of the 2 damage on the Mulan.
Yeah, I think that's just like a cost he has to accept, right? So he's going to
Yeah.
challenge there. He understands it. He's going to draw a card.
And then,
I think he drew a Milan there.
yeah,
let's say.
Drew Mulan. I think we send Big Queen into Daisy,
Yep, put 2 damage on there. Draw another card.
and Mike's starting to claw his way back.
Nice little Luminaire here, right?
Yeah.
Being able to get rid of that duck super quick.
There's a 1 cost Vanellope. We might have the shift next turn. I think I spotted that in the hand.
Yeah, it's kind of... I think, yeah, there's definitely a Mulan with support here.
Yeah, there's a World's Greatest Criminal Mind in his hand. Nate questing for 2. Does he have anything else?
I'm not going to say anything about Nate maybe not having this, because last time I did, I was very wrong. And Fox.
There's the fox, kills the queen, or banishes the queen, replays the Maleficent for the next turn.
Yeah, get rid of that. Even if, the drawing aspect to keep Mike kind of in the game with, what does he have, 6 cards right now? Keeps him in a second. Big Queen inked here. 2 are gone out of the 4. I think that makes sense. It's okay, right? It's still an amazing card, but isn't going to really help too much. And gains quest for 2. Plays our fun little card, as you mentioned earlier, too.
There's a Sensor Core. Gonna get Mike some advantage next turn, probably. There's another Donald, questing for 3 up to 12.
We're getting there.
And there's a Lilo.
Wow, okay.
So on Mike's turn, he's...
Can he deal with this? Yes, probably, with the
yeah,
support.
with the Lumiere and the support, he can, send Vanellope into the Donald, and they trade. And then you can
Well, you'd support, right, for the Vanellope, give
but
it there.
Vanellope already clears the Donald because of the Lumiere.
Mm.
And there's the shift giving...
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
so...
yes, there we go.
Here we have the shift Mulan. When you play this character, if you shift, she gets +3 this turn. During your turn, whenever this character deals damage to another character in a challenge, deal the same amount of damage to up to 2 chosen characters.
Wow, he's able to board wipe here, too.
Clearing the Donald and the Daisy. Clearing the Donald and the other 2 characters. Mike's back in the game.
And looks pretty convincing here. Nate here hasn't gotten that card draw pace that he had before.
Yeah.
Stuck on 2 cards here. Doesn't need too much.
One's a Piglet.
Yeah, Piglet.
Not active here because only 2 characters
Do you
would be
even
in play.
play it out here? You can...
I think so, because... I think given, knowing full information from our end, you definitely play them out, because Mike doesn't have a way to deal with it.
Yeah.
Other than B-King or Brawl.
Yeah, and, Piglet here, our Poo Pirate, okay, goodbye.
Oh, Tremaine, too.
Yeah, Tremaine, great card. I love this card. I know.
Some people don't like it.
Yeah,
Some
because
people
you don't
really
get to
like
choose. You don't get to choose. That's the big piece, right? But being able to, okay,
There's the
each of us
Chronicon.
draw. Let's see.
And there's a little Maleficent. I think it is Wraps. I think Mike has it.
Yeah, this, he's going to gain a lore right there. And it's going to be able to reveal a top card if he needs to. He's just counting all the lore that he has. He has what? 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? He's got a lot. He can have more.
There's another Tremaine.
This just almost locks it. The game's over
yeah.
next turn.
Yeah, it's done.
And this is kind of what we were talking about too, right? Nate doesn't have that crazy start. Play draw matters so much in this game. We've seen it in many different aspects. We've seen it with the Diablo decks. We've seen it with this deck, right? The Hyper Aggro. Okay, draw me into something good, maybe. Nope.
There's a Blue.
Blue. We're going to cry. But this is where we are at. Total shift in momentum there. So, game 2, going to Michael. Going to be going to our game 3. And as we mentioned right before, that we are doing a best of 3 for our players. It is not a best of 2. And then, I'm not going to call it a coin toss, but, afterwards, certain things, it feels like it.
Some matchups are a bit of a die roll.
Yeah.
Others are really, really intense, like Ruby, Sapphire, Mirrors often depend on who draws Hiram first, rather than the die roll sort of thing.
Yeah, so we will be getting into game 3 in just a moment. We'll let these players shuffle up. We'll get them ready. But, thank you for everybody that's tuning in right now at our Enter the Battlefield, our Lorcana Top 32 Invitational, right? We're just in round 3. We're coming up to our final game of round 3 with our 2 players. And there's 5 rounds. Then we cut to top 8. We'll see how that plays out. We'll probably be here for a couple of more hours.
Yeah,
We're
probably
looking
until like 8 or 9.
Yeah, 8 or 9. We're standard Eastern time, or Eastern Standard Time, I should say. The brain's already starting to malfunction from 3 hours of commentating. But we'll be getting into it in just a moment. So yeah, so make sure to check us out on all of our socials. Make sure to like and subscribe once this goes live to YouTube. Follow us here on Twitch, as we don't just stream Lorcana, we stream lots of other things too, right? Magic the Gathering. I think there's even painting Warhammer. There's lots of different things that happen. And if you need any TCG cards or sealed project, any trading card games such as Lorcana, One Piece, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! There's a bunch. D&D.
Warhammer.
Check us out online at enterthebattlefield.ca. There's 2 locations, one here in Newmarket, Ontario, Canada, and another in Oakville,
Ontario, Canada.
Ontario, Canada. South of us, west of Toronto, in Oakville. Pretty nice place, actually, once they move locations. It was still nice before, I have to say, right? But it's nice. We're getting right into it. Duck, turn 1.
Vanellope von Schweetz.
Turn 1. Let's see what happens here.
All right.
Do you think he's going to quest with Duck? Or do you think he's going to protect it?
I think he's gonna quest with Duck here. We
You
see
sure? It could get hit.
we see he has a couple Lilos in hand, maybe a Maleficent. I think it's quest and then Lilo. Yeah.
Lilo. My Lilo. Oh, my Lilo.
I need a
Do you think he's-
Lilo.
If he follows us up with a bodyguard afterwards, too?
That'll be
a blue?
insane. Okay, so here we see a 1-drop queen drawn. There's the sensor core in hand.
That's pretty good. He can clear the Duck. Right? If he has the 1-drop queen?
Oh,
Or 2-drop queen, sorry.
This one.
Or Queen of Hearts.
The queen. Ring
Oh,
of
the
Monarch,
queen.
not
Sorry.
the queen of
I
Hearts.
thought you were saying Queen of Hearts.
No, my bad.
No. All good. That's why we're a team. Like the chat with us. They'll tell us everything that we do wrong.
Yeah, they will.
And that's
You bet.
okay. We expect that. We want to hear what we can do better. You know, someone in the chat mentioned about the break. I get it. We will do our best. We are here to improve. If not, then why are we here? Play a queen. I think that's fair. But this Duck sticking around for another turn cycle is pretty devastating. Is he
Yes.
just quest? Okay, I thought he just
Okay, he's
quested.
putting 2 damage.
I was like,
to the Duck.
okay, hang on here.
All right, we'll see what happens, but I have a
If this comes a blue too.
Slight
Oh, there's a
suspicion.
piglet.
there's a piglet. I think I see a Dolan in
Piglet
hand.
poo pirate. I love that.
Me too.
The poo pirate piglet.
Yeah, I think I see a Donald Duck in hand. I think it's quest everything or play Donald quest everything.
Yeah, that. I
'Cause-
think he's maybe thinking like, do I play the piglet here? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. The only thing playing Donald loses to would be Shift Queen, but Mike didn't lead with a Shift Queen. So
Yeah,
we might
we
not
saw
have
Big
it.
Queen get inked too, right? So
Yeah, we
just
did.
really foretells like I don't have a small Queen of Hearts here, right? Like,
Mhm.
and shifting into the larger Queen absolutely could be a play.
Well, once again referring to
To the Queen.
these queens. I gotta
Oh
specify
my goodness.
this.
You gotta specify. That's okay. Okay, inking.
There's
Arsenic.
the Donald. Daisy questing for 3 up to 5, revealing a Moana.
Okay, then
Moana
quest.
just being a 3-cost 3/4 quest for 2, and then quest for 4 more going to 9.
Wow, this is 2, 4, 6, 7 on board.
Inksagathel.
Goes to 16 if nothing is done. I really like how the innovation of this game has come to play your inked card face up for a little bit
Yeah.
to acknowledge what was just played. You know, I remember when we first started set 1, 2, right? You kind of just like show it, play it,
There's a
I like
Lumiere
this.
being able to
make things bigger.
make things able to get over the,
Yeah, trade.
and then Queen sticks around.
Yeah, really good play.
Yeah.
Only going to be able to quest for 4 this time.
There's a Chernobog's followers.
Chernobog,
Piglet,
Lilo.
Piglet, Lilo, Chernobog's followers.
You just dump it. You definitely play Chernobog here, right? Because you want the extra card.
It'll get you an extra card next turn. But yeah, I think you play it and then you run out the... Hold on. Piglet's a 2-cost, so I think you do run out the Chernobog's followers and the Piglet here. And then you just pass and...
And you keep
Yeah.
the other card in hand here. Do you want to still be able to apply as much pressure? Kind of comes back to, game 1 had some type of card draw in regards to the amulet itself.
If he plays Lilo and Piglet, he goes up to 18 next turn.
Oh, yeah, and I think he did the math. That does make sense. And is he not even questing?
No, because if he challenges...
Yes. Wait, don't do anything. Go to 18. Game could be in the bag with. Oh, he is questing here.
Okay.
So,
that also makes
but
sense.
it still has the Chernobog too, right?
Yeah.
So it still can get 3, then +2, right? So.
And there's 1 damage on Queen. I think
Yeah.
you are losing both Lilos here, though.
Yeah, I think the expectation is both Lilos are dying. Sorry, being banished, not
Yeah.
dying. They're not dying.
No,
No one's dying.
we don't kill children.
No. They're just being banished. Banished to the Shadow Realm
Yeah,
here.
challenge both. Queen gets banished.
And then effectively, because we know what's in Nate's hand right now is a Chernobog, right? We know that he's going to have a third. Okay, the brawl. That's
there's a
really
brawl.
good. Okay, so Mike being able to play around the piece has a fox.
There's a fox, so you can clear the Lumiere.
So quest. Okay, that's the question. Do you quest here, put the ink, play the fox,
You can't
clear it. Chernobog.
Lilo's on. Oh my.
Chernobog.
Yeah, Chernobog is.
So that's the thing, right? So I think he may be going for this play. I thought fox was 4.
3.
Oh my goodness. My brain. Inks, yeah, and then plays again. Perfect. Yeah, exactly. Okay. How is this next play? Am I in the pressure zone here again?
Yeah.
Not. Okay.
There's a Moana and the sensor core.
I feel like this is late. Like,
Yeah, it's.
he's going. What?
Is that a snake?
He's going to 18?
No, that's a
Oh my
Pinocchio.
goodness.
It's
the
done.
game. Okay. Do you run Be Prepared?
No.
Nope. We know that answer.
So we need specifically Brawl. That's the only thing. That's the only out. Or hold on. Be King or Lady Tremaine if he has the ink for it, because you can challenge.
Okay.
But
I think he's done. He
Yeah, I think
has
it's
to be
done.
able to deal with the Pinocchio.
Yeah.
Pinocchio has to go away. And this is a one of Pinocchio too, right? It's a one of.
yeah, the one of coming in clutch right here.
This Pinocchio is fragile.
Trades and swings in, reveals top card. It's a vanilla
Good
people
game.
treats. And that's game. Quest up to 21.
Excuse me, he did not untap his lore and quested before that. Illegal game action. He won. He won because that's not fair.
Will playing a joke on the judge.
Yeah. Our judge is looking at me, rolling her eyes at me. What are you doing? Great work from Mike bringing out a spicy Princess Brew, I'd have to say, right?
Yeah.
Queen Princess Brew. A lot of fun there.
Can I interview Nate?
Yeah, you can interview Nate. Let's see if we can get Nate here. We'll get him in just a moment, and we will have him. I will get Nate to sit where I am. Probably makes the most sense. We'll put him. We'll put Thomas where I am, and then we'll go from there. Well, just to make it easier. Nate, how are you doing, Judge? I will be getting up in a moment as the interview will be happening.
Yeah, so we've got Nate on his way over soon.
Perfect. You'll sit here, and then Nate will sit beside you, okay?
Yep.
And then we'll
So-
transition the piece.
So, Will, thoughts on the game?
I think that was great. I think it was a great showcase of our kind of spicy list that we saw. I think it also showcases the top tier decks and how they do against kind of the spicy brews.
Yeah.
It
It also once again shows how important that die roll is.
Yes.
That's like 3 in a row where the
Play draw
play
Matters
draw
so
came
much.
into
to an effect. So we have Nate here. Never mind, he just ran away. I saw him walk by. Maybe he's just grabbing something that he needs before he
Maybe.
comes over here.
Maybe he needs his emotional support slowpokes. Nate big slowpoke fan. He has every
okay.
slowpoke ever printed. Pokemon
Like
card.
Pokemon card.
Yeah.
Wise.
Yeah.
Okay, I was a bit confused. I was like, are you talking like stuffies? I was like, man, how many Slowpoke stuffies are there? But having every...
Kind of ironic with how fast his deck goes.
Yeah, I was about to say, from liking Slowpokes to
Playing aggro.
playing aggro, very different. But everyone has their niche. Everyone has their wants and needs in life, and I guess his is going fast on cards,
Yeah.
slow on Pokemon. So that's good. That's good. We'll see kind of what's up next. We're coming down to our probably next couple rounds will be who's going to be making the cut.
Yeah.
We'll see how many 3-0s there are, and then for top 8, and how many people will be deciding to split. We are running a best of 3 format, 5 rounds, so make sure you're sticking around, everybody, right? We have a lot of viewers here, and we appreciate everyone who's watching from wherever you are. Please tell us where you're watching from. Type in chat, just a little hello. We like engaging with the chat. We will do our best to read it when it's appropriate time, or appropriate as well, for us. So we appreciate everyone being here or tuning in to our event. So we'll be right back with an interview, everybody, so please stick around, and we will see you shortly. From us here at Enter the Battlefield, and from me, Will,
And me, Thomas.
we'll see you guys in a
Minute.
minute. I need to turn this one off because why is it not working? Oh no.
Is it the countdown timer?
Yeah, it's countdown timer. This one. There we go.
All right, so I'm here with Nate, winner of the last round. He was on Quick Fast, Quick Furious, otherwise known as Amethyst Aggro.
Actually, I hate to interrupt. It's Quack Fast, Quack Furious.
My bad. I can't read.
Hilarious.
That's why I'm a drama major.
It's all
Okay.
good.
Okay, so do you
What's
want to
up?
tell us a little bit about your deck?
Sure, yeah. I think ever since starting playing Lorcana, I very much was, this is my first card game since little kid playing Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
So I do struggle with sort of that, having to focus on what the other player is going to play. And, we're in set 5 and I still haven't really kind of figured out how to do that. And thankfully with this deck, I don't really have to do that as much, maybe a little bit here and there. But for the most part, I just was like, how do I build something that is going to let me just go?
Yeah.
And I go. And if I don't hit my lines, then I don't win. And if I do, I do. That's basically it.
Now, it's funny that you mentioned Pokemon because I was just telling Will about how you're like the world's biggest Slowpoke fan,
I'm a huge Slowpoke
which
fan.
is kind of ironic with how fast your deck goes. Do you think being a massive Slowpoke fan affected your deck building philosophy in any way?
I think there's a huge part of it, right? I like to go slow in every other area of my life.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
But here, when I'm playing Lorcana, we're quacking fast. That's how it goes. Yeah.
And in that round, you were up against the you were against Mike, your
Yeah.
good friend and teammate.
Yes.
How did it feel having to do a team kill?
I think we both sat down. I was walking there. I'm like, I felt like a lamb to the slaughter. I'll be honest with you. I did not think that I would be getting that. And yeah, but we both sat down. We were like, look at us, and we were happy to go 3 games, and I'm happy that it went 3 games. I'm happy it wasn't like a 2-0 situation.
Yep.
It was a very respectable win, so
And
very happy with it.
Did you know what he was on going into it? Did you watch his game?
I had no idea. I knew that Mike always loves to do some sort of dope, cool little trickery with theming and what have you. And so, he was doing princesses, right? And he had that little special item. I don't even know what it's called to give him extra lore and all that stuff.
The Queen's Sensor Core.
The Queen Sensor Core. So he was slapping that down a lot, and I was like, look at this guy with his princesses, his queens, his royalty. But in the end, it's just the peanuts and the Lilos and the little tiny characters took it home.
Yeah, and did you have any different thoughts going through your head while mulliganing for game 1 versus game 2 and 3?
Not really.
Okay,
I'll be honest with you.
It's always just
It's
as
just go
many
fast.
buffs as possible.
Get as many daisies, get Donalds in there. Donalds are always better than Baloos, I think. And try to hit those lines. It really didn't change too much. I think the biggest thing for me was there were a few times where I was considering altering that lineup and throwing down a snake or something else to sort of take out a queen. And I think I got punished quite hard in game 2 when I could have befuddled a queen that shifted. And so that was something that I sort of considered going into game 3. But honestly, at the end of the day, just got to hit those lines and go fast. And I don't know, for me, I don't think that's a foolproof way to win. It absolutely is not. I just kind of have to have luck.
And there, one last question, I guess.
Please.
In that game one, you were stuck at 19.
Mhm.
You had no board presence whatsoever.
Yeah.
And then you top deck that balloon.
Yes.
What was just like? Was there a rush of like, woo?
Yeah, there. Whenever I see a blue, a goat, I love gathering knowledge. I love pulling the win with gathering and knowledge, and it's always one of those things where if you ever see a deck that's playing these colors and playing hyper aggro, and if I have enough ink to run cards in my hand and I'm holding something back, it's gathering knowledge.
Yeah.
So like those moments where you sort of get to those points where it's like, I really don't think whatever they can do will finish. We'll be able to defeat this. And yeah, that was a pretty sweet top deck for sure.
All right, thank you.
Thank
and
you.
I hope to see you in the top 8.
Listen, I hope so too. We'll see. Thank you, Thomas.
Great. All right, so that was Nate. And his thoughts on playing Amber Amethyst against Amber Steel.
Okay.
Not Amber Steel, Amber Ruby. My co-host Will is back.
Okay, I'm back. I'm not Nate, but it sounds like what will be happening in just a moment, Thomas, and to all of our viewers who are watching, that we will be going to a break in a moment. We understand and we recognize that we have been going for 3 hours, which is amazing, I have to say, for everybody. And thank you for tuning in. We'll probably be going for about a 10-minute break. 10 to 15. I don't know the specifics of the time left, but I will put up a timer for us, and we will come back for it. Unfortunately, all that we have right now for our Be Right Back is just a black screen with a timer. So that's what you lovely individuals watching will get, and then we will come back to the piece later. So we will be going to a break in a moment. We will be going into round 4 of 5 before we cut to top 8. We'll see how much of top 8 are really games people will be splitting into.
Yeah.
3-1-1 should get people in. I was just chatting with Chris, who played on earlier.
How is Chris doing? I saw Chris round 1.
Yeah, Chris round 1. Oh my goodness, wrong one, everybody. We saw Chris round 1, and he is now 2-1. So that Diablo deck is turning it around. And hello for Jay Bush from Virginia, by the way. I want to say thank you for watching. And thank you to everyone else. So make sure you are following Enter the Battlefield here, right? It's a little button. You get a notification or not. Depends on how you have it, or a million emails like I do from any of the Twitch people that I follow. And we can go from there. Chuck, do a pack opening? Man, that would actually be fun. Maybe we could do that. A black screen? That's actually a good idea. And provide those pieces right now. I think we'll put on our black screen for right now, and then hopefully we'll be able to turn on something of a pack opening. You have an M&M's.
I do.
Pack opening. You can talk about
Okay.
what color you think will be first. Green.
Okay, so we have a green one.
The question is, do the different colors taste different? Yeah, and a replay, would be kind of nice of games that have happened, or even previous games that we've had. We have aspirations that hopefully we can achieve. We understand that we're doing the best that we can here, and we'll try to provide a better experience for all those viewers. A big thing, make sure too, right, is the VODs, right? Follow up on YouTube as well. Enter the Battlefield has a YouTube. Everything that you see here regards gameplay, not this little anecdotal talking piece, will be being posted on YouTube or the VOD itself on Twitch. So, we hope you've enjoyed our first 3 rounds, everybody. We will be back after a bit of time. We'll put up a timer after we figure out how long that will be. And hopefully maybe we'll come back with, maybe Thomas and I will play Magic or something like that, or maybe we'll play some Lorcana. If you have your deck here, I'll play some Old Spice that we have. We have to make sure it's Enter the Battlefields, though, so we don't get copyrighted. Does Enter the Battlefield, do we have posts from Lorcana from a previous tournament?
Not from a previous
Well, I just saw my
tournament,
face.
Oh, yeah.
Why is it?
Hold on. We
Wait,
do.
we do have some.
Yeah.
Do this. Do one of these.
I'm going to do this one.
Is it because it's you?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I'm egotistical as hell.
Okay, we all
I
are.
don't know
Give
how
me one
to
of
do
these
this.
M&Ms.
Okay, so we're going to put on...
Oh my goodness, this is amazing.
Yeah, we're
Right.
going to put on a game from Enter the Battlefield on YouTube. It's me and Chris playing. I'm on my Amethyst Steel deck. Chris is on his Steel Emerald deck. It's a pretty good game. It'll be fun to watch.
Oh, I'll put on a timer too. We're like doing by the fly. Frank's gonna kill me. Frank is the end of the battlefield social guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm changing everything here. Frank's not here, right, Dave?
No, it's not.
Perfect. Can't combine then. I'm kidding. I'm
I
kidding.
can full
We
screen
love you, Frank. Full screen it? No, no,
Oh,
no.
well,
Do-
that's just my stream setup, so it's just messing everything up for me.
Perfect. So when you paint Warhammer, it'll
Are
be
you sure you
all
don't want me
messed
to
up.
full screen it?
No, 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 no. You look beautiful. You don't need to. Because we want it like this, kind of, right? Be right back, and then we'll put a timer in. Oh my god, we are professionals.
Mhm.
I don't know how to put a timer.
I don't know why.
I don't know either with this. I need another... Nope, I know
Do
how.
we need a timer?
I kind of like one.
Okay.
We'll figure one out. As we play this, we will go from there, and we'll see if there's any audio for this too.
Oh, I put it on mute.
You put it on mute? That's fine. All right. So thanks for everybody that's tuning in. We'll be coming back in a bit, and then we will be going from there, okay? So stay tuned, and we will be not right back. We'll be back in a bit. From here, from us, from Will,
And from me, Thomas.
we'll see you soon.